everyone, Jennifer here. Thank you for joining me today on the Daily Connoisseur. I have a very special guest today, the very chic Marianne LaCour. Welcome, Marianne.
Bonjour, Jennifer, and thank you very much for having me today.
Bonjour. I am so excited to be talking to you over Skype. We've known each other for a long time. People don't realize that, do they? But how long have we known each other for?
I think it probably must have been the end of 2011, or maybe it was the beginning of 2012.
Yeah, we were friends way back when, when we were beginning bloggers and authors. And so it's just so wonderful to reconnect with Marianne. And it was so funny. I didn't realize that you had a YouTube channel. And one of my viewers said, Jennifer, you have got to watch this channel by a woman called Marianne LaCour. And I was like, wait a second, that's my friend. I know Marianne. So I'm kind of clueless on YouTube. There's many things that it took me a long time to realize, oh, YouTube is a thing. And I didn't even know you were on it. And I barely knew I was on it myself. So it was so delightful to discover your videos and just see you again, because we lost contact. I started having lots of children and I got so busy that I lost contact with a lot of people. But it's wonderful to reconnect with you again.
It is lovely, really lovely to see you. And you look so well.
Oh, thank you. So do you. You always look well. So Marianne has a wonderful channel. I'm going to leave her channel link below. And you would have seen our video on Monday. On Monday, we did a collaboration on how to wear dresses in the winter. And Marianne shared her tips and I shared my tips. So if you haven't seen that video, I will leave that link below as well. But Marianne is just a wealth of information. She's the real deal. You are a real Madame Chic. That's what I tell people. And you really remind me of the real Madame Chic as well. So you have a lot to share with people. So I'm going to leave all of Marianne's info below, and we'll ask her again before the interview ends about how we can find her. But I just wanted to chat with Marianne about French chic and all of the pressing questions that we all have for her. And I have a list here. So she's going to be a good sport and answer these questions for us. So I just want to ask you to just refresh everybody on your background and how you ended up on YouTube and all of that.
Okay, so I was born and I grew up in France. I was raised in France. So I grew up really learning about style from a very young age, seeing my mom and friends or relatives talking about style. And, what's interesting as well is what made them choose the clothes that they bought and the clothes that they wore. So I grew up knowing all that. And then at the age of 20, I moved to the island of Jersey. This is why I'm bilingual now. And when I was living there, many women were asking me about style, complimenting me on my style, and I was a little bit surprised. And so I was wondering, what is special, and also asking me to help them, if I went shopping with them, or things like that, asking me for advice. So I am used to give a nice advice on style, and also I think I have developed a fairly good eye because I grew up, in that environment, I suppose. Because, seeing the women around me dressing in a certain way, things like that. So moving forward, 2011, because of that, people asking me for advice. And the fact that I always wanted to write a book. I think many people want to write a book. And one day, in August 2011, I will never forget it, I sat down on my garden table and I started writing. And I started writing, without moving for 2.5 hours. My husband kept coming back to me and, giving me cups of tea or coffee. And I wrote for 2.5 hours what became my first book. And that's, through our first book, that's how we connected.
How we met, right.
Right. So that's how I started. And so after I published my book on Amazon, I created my blog. And then I created my YouTube channel. So I started posting videos and advice on style, and that's how it all started.
Yes, that's wonderful. I love that story. So we're just going to jump into the questions that everybody wants to know about French women. So, okay, I have a list of questions here for you. So the first one I would say is, how would you describe the French woman's je ne sais quoi?
I think the je ne sais quoi, I think it's something probably, special about that person, probably something in the outfit or something, the person herself. So it could be, for the outfit, could be the way maybe she wears or ties a silk scarf, a wool scarf, something a little bit different, maybe. Maybe that woman wears a brooch on a simple jacket, that attracts the eye. It could be, something like something to be different, maybe even, red lipstick. I remember my mama, I grew up seeing my mom always wearing red lipstick, and that was her kind of a signature look. She didn't wear any other makeup, just red lipstick. And now I wear red lipstick.
You look fabulous in red lipstick. I feel like I can't pull off red lipstick. I don't know. My lips are kind of big. Maybe that's why it's just too much. But I have tried. But you look fabulous. What's interesting is that Madame Chic, who I write about in my books, she would wear lipstick, and I couldn't really tell, and of course I didn't want to ask her, but she wore lipstick and mascara, and I'm pretty sure that was it. Maybe some powder, translucent powder. But I think that seems to be a common theme among French women, is that they like maybe a little bold lip and not too much else. Is that true?
Definitely. Definitely in France, we wear a minimal makeup.
Yes.
Very minimal. And I certainly do. And, I've done live streams on the beach with just a little bit of pale lipstick. And it doesn't bother me.
Well, that's because your skin is so fantastic, which we will get to eventually, but we need to talk about skincare. But yes, keep going.
Yes, so definitely minimal makeup. For instance, the most I will wear, even in winter, is going to be or for instance, for a video, because you need a little bit, something, with the light, you need something a little bit stronger. So I'm going to wear at the most BB cream, a little bit of eyeshadow, a little bit kind of a beige eyeshadow, very natural again. Eyeliner, the French women like eyeliner.
Yes, right.
Mascara, a little bit of blusher, and lipstick. And that's it. A bit of concealer, maybe the side of the eyes and maybe around the nose, but that's it.
Right. And yeah, and that's the no makeup look. That's what I call it. It is wearing makeup, but it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup. And it's an art to perfect. And I think I think that's so fascinating, and I love that. I know that a lot of the viewers on this channel love the no makeup look, so they'll probably really enjoy you talking about that. So yes, I think the je ne sais quoi is that air of mystery, that how does she do it type thing that you were talking about, and it could be manifested in a brooch or a lipstick or something, but it's also so much more, and it's just the confidence. And I find with the French women that I knew and that I know, it's so interesting, a lack of caring what other people think about you. Is that, and I dislike categorizing a whole country of people, so I'm just talking about the ones that I know. They're probably looking at me thinking, what are you talking about? But I just think there's that certain, when you have too much self-awareness, it's not very mysterious. It's not attractive. I feel like in this selfie culture that we live in, where everybody's just, it's me, and drawing attention to me. Whereas I feel like if you have a je ne sais quoi, you don't care that much about what other people are thinking or doing. You're just, focusing on you being you. What do you think about that?
Yes, and also I think there's a kind of you mentioned self-confidence before, and I think you were right there, and also the allure. I think the self-confidence in yourself carries you, and you don't have to reveal everything, whether physically or even by talking about yourself. You don't have to reveal everything, and it's nice to have a little bit of maybe air of mystery without wanting to. but it's all it's the whole person, I think, and that's why we call it the je ne sais quoi, because that's what it means. We don't quite know. There's something, but we can't
Exactly.
think of.
Exactly. And it's such a fine line because, you know, we talk about this, but yet we have YouTube channels and blogs where we do reveal a lot. So it's interesting, you know, I find if I wasn't a blogger, I wouldn't reveal, you know, anything probably. I'm very secretive type closed person. But yet on our channels we do reveal secrets and we do reveal things. So, but I think that that's different. But that's a funny juxtaposition there. Okay, can you tell us your favorite style tip?
Oh well, and I think that this is, I think, the best tip ever, and that's
Oh, I'm
to
excited.
me. I'm excited. That's what you know. This is the foundation of French chic. I think it is la simplicité, simplicity, because it's very much. And I remember again, you know, when I grew up. Sorry if I'm gonna think about stories like that. Is that la simplicity, you know, was very much a big part of what women, how they describe their clothes. You know, they bought, let's say they bought a new dress, let's say a little black dress, and they say, oh, you know, je viens juste acheter cette petite robe noire, toute simple. So this little black dress is very simple. And the very simple comes back again and again and again. And it's a very big theme, recurring theme in French chic, in the way we dress, and also the makeup, you know, and the hair.
Yes, keep it simple.
Yeah, and the jewelry. I don't wear many jewelry. The simplicity, simple look. This is recurring theme in French chic. Definitely, the French chic is a simple look.
Yes, I love that. That's very unexpected. I love that tip. And you're so right. It's simple. It's not overcomplicated, overdone, high maintenance. It is just a simple look, whatever that is. And I think that that's so good. Um, okay, so how can the average woman be chic?
Oh, very easily. Very, very easily. So, first of all, you have to remember there's something that I call the three pillars of French chic. And the first one is keep it simple.
Okay.
This is again la simplicité. Because for us in French, you know, in France, for us French women, la simplicité equals elegance and chic. So think about things that are simple, you know, simple clothes that are simply cut, lean, you know, the lean look.
Yeah.
It usually brings elegance to the look. So the next one is going to be less is more. And I think, you know, less is more and keep it simple, work together. So less going to be less detailing in the outfit, fewer accessories, you know, fewer colors as well in an outfit, that kind of thing. So less is more. So we've got keep it simple, less is more. The third one is quality, not quantity. So this one is important as well, especially for, you know, big pieces you want to keep for a long time.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. In my experience, because we've gone on all sorts of journeys, and everyone in their life will go on a journey where they're doing better financially, where they're doing times are hard, you know, you have more children or you have to pay for college and things get tight. So in my experience, looking back, when I have invested in a good piece, and the key to that is being content in that piece because you will have it for decades probably, right? So investing in a good coat, that money is well spent if you can afford it at the time. But you can't just keep investing in new coats. That's what that's what I say to people, because some people I just have to buy quality over quantity. So, you know, every time they buy a purchase, it's a huge one. But, you know, for the average woman who isn't rich, just maybe saving up for that one piece is what I think. And then for other pieces, maybe ones that she goes through more frequently, not spending so much. And I've gone through this on my channel. I totally agree. And I always say the best quality that you can afford. And that's different for everybody. So,
exactly.
Right. And I've been through phase, before I had children, we had a lot more money to spend on my wardrobe. And now I have a lot less money to spend on my wardrobe. But I'm grateful for the investment pieces that I have purchased. Because, and even in our how to wear dresses in the winter, I'm wearing coats that I have had for years, one of them over a decade, and they're high quality, and I haven't had to upgrade them, and they've been great. But there's other things like t-shirts, for example, which I wear heavily, and they get stained easily. And so I don't spend $100 on a t-shirt. There are those t-shirts out there, but for me, no. I used to spend a lot of money on t-shirts, and I realized this is folly. So yeah, I love that advice, and I love those 3 pillars. That's great. So what pieces do you recommend should be investment pieces in the wardrobe?
Well, if you just mentioned the coat, I think, before, when you invest in a piece, you want something that's going to last years. And just like you, I have clothes that are really old, even, pair of boots that is about 16 to 18 years old. I don't even,
Wow.
15 years, I'll stop counting. But, jackets that are, well over 10 years old and other things like this. And so if you're going to invest in some clothes, I think it's good to think about, how long, you will be able to wear that piece. So style is important, the quality is important, and also, your taste. So ask yourself, how would I feel about wearing this in 5 years or 10 years or even 15? So this is why, again, I think simplicity comes back into it, because the simpler a garment is, the more likely you are to wear it in 5 years, 10 years, but it's more likely to be stylish.
Yeah, you don't want some trendy thing from the 80s. You won't be wearing it 20 years later necessarily. So I love that advice, that investment pieces should generally be classic, timeless pieces. And then maybe people could spend less money on the trends because you're not going to wear it so much. So that could be where you're not investing.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, and also an investment piece, and I mentioned that a lot, in my videos as well, is versatility of your clothes, especially investment pieces. You put a lot of money on some clothes. It's good to make sure that you can wear them with as many other pieces in your wardrobe as you can. So, you've got more wear and more use out of those pieces.
Yes, that's good. So what advice do you have for women who are on a budget?
Well, I think most of us are on budget. I certainly am. Like, as many French women are on a budget. So I think it's quite relevant to the topic we're talking about at the moment, French chic, French style, because salaries in France are not very high. And many French women are on a budget. And so that could be one of the reasons why we stick to the guidelines that I mentioned before. You see, investment pieces we can wear for for quite a few years, season after season, things that are versatile. And also, for you, when you're on a budget, go into your wardrobe, have a look what you've got, and really make decisions what you need to bring in, so that you're not going to, you're not going to buy, for instance, on impulse, because sometimes you buy on impulse, you're quite happy today, yes, and you go shopping, you're quite happy, you come back with all these bags.
Yes,
that's right. So make a good list, a good detailed list, so that I will say armed with a good detailed list, so that you've got that. Okay, I've got to buy this, and not be maybe distracted by the pieces. You may spend your money on this, but the pieces you definitely need to make your wardrobe work better for you. So if you spend money on those pieces that trendy you really like, but not on the pieces that were on your list, that would be a shame, really. So this is why when you keep to your list, then you make the purchases that you really need for your closet, for your wardrobe that needs to work for you.
Yes, I think definitely about thoughtful shopping and not just mindless shopping. That's something I used to do a lot. And, I write about the 10-item wardrobe, and you were very hyper aware of everything you have when you have a 10-item wardrobe. And anything that comes in, it just what because once you curate that sort of capsule small wardrobe, anything that comes in, it's a big deal. It's like I always equate this. I don't know if this makes sense to people, but I used to keep fish when I was a child. I love fish. But if you have a fish tank, you need to introduce the right fish. If you introduce an aggressive fish or a fish where then they're stuck with them and they don't get along, and maybe this is a weird analogy, but it's so important that you introduce the right thing into your wardrobe. So that I think that saves women so much money because we can just go off on tangents, just buying, and it has nothing to do with our style. It doesn't go with anything else in the wardrobe. And I think a lot of women have done this where they have purchased something. It doesn't go with anything they have. So then they need to purchase a few more things to make it work. And then suddenly they're going down this tangent. They've spent all this money and then they realize, I don't even really like this look anyway. So it's just about being thoughtful. And I love that idea of writing a list to just really keep that list and then, check those things off. That's great. Great advice.
When you think also, we're talking about the French women before being on a budget, and also we don't have large closets, mainly. So when you think of a wardrobe, it's almost like a capsule wardrobe, and we have pieces working with each other.
Yes.
So it's very much like talking about the 10-item wardrobe with the capsule wardrobe. I think it's on a par with that.
Yes, and I think that's what was so funny about when I went to stay with Madame Chic was that I brought those 2 huge suitcases full of clothes, and then she said, "Okay, well here's your wardrobe," and it was this tiny little. It wasn't even a closet. I mean, we have big walk-in closets here in America, so it was. I was so confused. I thought, what is this thing, And so, how are all my clothes going to fit in here? But it's just very standard in France that they don't have those. So I love that. Okay, let's talk about makeup again. You already touched on it, but do you have an everyday routine? Do you wear makeup every day? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, definitely, I don't wear makeup every day. If the minimum I could wear, I can wear really is lipstick, like a pale lipstick, or even kind of chapstick with a bit of color. Even if when I go and walk the dogs, I put something on my lips. That's the minimum.
Just in case. What is your favorite makeup brand?
It depends on where I am and what I buy. I don't have this, really favorite ones. I really like the Chanel lipstick. I like Chanel as a brand.
Chanel is good. I'm wearing Chanel lipstick today, actually.
In
honor of you. I figured you would appreciate that.
But definitely always, as I say, always minimal. So, when I'm at home all day working on, writing or things like that, I definitely don't wear makeup.
Mm. And do you wear foundation usually, ever?
I have done years and years ago, and I went to always light, and now I don't, I haven't got any foundation. I haven't worn any for years.
That is amazing to me. I mean, a lot of women are going to be amazed by that because how? I mean, your skin looks so good. I have to wear foundation, I feel like, because I have an uneven skin tone. So let's jump to skincare because we need to talk about this. So let's talk about your skincare routine. Obviously, the reason why you're able to do all of this is because you have lovely skin. So talk to us about your skincare routine, please.
What I think I'm probably blessed with a good skin, I suppose, with good genes. Merci, maman. But good skin is important for us in France, as you know. So we like some. For instance, we like to go to the pharmacy. As you're probably aware, Jennifer, we like to go to the pharmacy and we like to buy skincare there because we know that they are going to be good because they're in pharmacy. So, for instance, if we have special advice to ask, we know we can go and ask advice at the pharmacy. Certainly, since I've come back to France, I have done that on occasions. You have something for more mature skin, or if somebody has problems, when they're young, with blemishes or something, and then they're going to make recommendation. You can try this brand or try this range of that brand. They're very good. If it doesn't work for you, come back and we'll you could try this and that. So, and pharmacies in France are very good for that. You can
Right.
then
You get
good
good
advice.
advice with those. It's not like here. I feel like sometimes here I'll go to a makeup counter somewhere, and then the person will be giving me advice, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to take advice from you. Because they're wearing so much makeup, or it's just not like a look that's quite me. But yeah, that's quite funny. So, because my number one skincare tip is to not cleanse your skin in the morning. I think people overdo it with skincare, where they have a huge morning routine and a huge evening routine, and then our skin becomes stripped of moisture and everything. So, that's my number one tip. I don't, I don't over cleanse.
But that's very good. And also, you mentioned the moisturizing. And we like to moisturize in France, but also, on the outside, but also on the inside. It's a tip I give very often is to drink a lot of water. Many people don't drink enough.
That's right.
But drink more water, and it makes a big difference on your skin.
That's so true. Yes, when I know I'm dehydrated, my skin is so dry and I look tired. So I think that's probably on a lot of people's New Year's resolutions list, to drink more water. Okay, lastly, let's talk about perfume. So it was my experience that, many French women that I know have a signature scent, or a scent that they're known for. And I don't know if that's your experience, but talk to us about perfume. Do you wear perfume? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, so my favorite one, and I think that's the one that I really love, and I have loved for a number of years now. And it's not a new one, obviously. It's Angel by Thierry Mugler.
Oh yes, that's a famous one.
I really love that. I love. It always reminds me of chocolate, and I love chocolate and vanilla. It's sweet without being sickly sweet.
Yeah. That's a very distinct scent. That's a very nice one. I'm familiar with that one. So have you worn that for years? Is that your signature scent?
I have. I also like Jo Malone. I don't know if you know Jo Malone. Love Jo Malone. I used to have one, but I ran out now. It was lime, basil, and mandarin.
Yes, basil and mandarin. I have that one. I love it. That's slightly masculine too. That one is lovely. Yes, I tend to have it. My signature scent for a long time was Stella by Stella McCartney. I love roses. And then I would always just supplement with Jo Malone. I would always have little Jo Malones here and there. I love grapefruit, the lime basil mandarin, blackberry and bay is really good. And then I recently discovered Sylvain Delacour. Do you know her? She's Sylvain Delacour. She's a French perfumer, and she does these signature, they're just amazing. So I chose a musk out called Dovana, and she sent me some vanilla samples that I'm going to try as well, but if I get around to it one of these days. But yes, I just love perfume and all of that. I always stop wearing perfume when I have a baby, just because I don't want to irritate him. So I haven't really worn it, but once he's a bit older, I'll start to wear it again. Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the channel. I want to do this again. I would love to chat with you again. I have so much more I want to ask you, and I know, that people are just going to love you. And so I just wanted to say merci beaucoup for coming on to the channel. And I'm going to leave all of Marianne's information below. So her YouTube channel, she also has e-courses, and you mentioned that you have an e-course about how to shop like a French woman. Is that the name of the course?
Yes, Shop Like a French Woman. And I give all the tips on the things to look out for to buy things that work for you and your wardrobe. And I have a special offer for your YouTube channel subscribers. And I'll give you all the links so you can put them in the description below. And they can have this course half price.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
thank you so much, Marianne. That is so sweet. I know people are just going to love you and your work. Thank you so much for joining us today on The Daily Connoisseur, and we will see you soon. À bientôt.
À bientôt. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Bye.
Bye.